Meow, meow, meow. Meow, meow, meow.
Right. It is Monday. For sure. You know, I feel like doing that hard, what's that dance that they do on the peanuts? You have to do that? But you have to do it really hard.
I don't know.
It'd be kind of funny. Like that dance
I
that
guess you could do the robot to this, I suppose.
That would be fun.
Part of doing the robot is being able to do the robot.
Domo
That's the
arigato,
part I'm
Mr.
losing.
Roboto.
I can't.
Domo arigato, Mr. Roboto. That's sorry. All right, ready to go live in about 10?
Sure. Let me tell you.
What?
Yeah.
Okay. Settle down. Jesus.
Let's do it.
Spicy. 5, 4, 3, 2, and welcome
Hello.
to the Not Your Average Show. Howdy.
How's it going?
Howdy. Show
1-3.
1-3 is Musk Dr. Evil, or an inspiration for us all. And Apple's new car, 0 to Vaporware in no seconds flat, which is kind of... They're good at that. There's a couple of things.
Maybe one.
So slightly different set of topics today. We're going to go a little bit longer format on a couple of different discussions. One, Corey's going to introduce in a little bit, but we're just going to... There's a couple of troubling things in the Apple universe that I want to discuss as well. So I brought them to Corey's attention, and we're going to discuss.
Mm-hmm.
How are you, Corey?
I'm doing good. Doing well.
Yeah. How are things?
They're going
Corey's
okay. They're going okay. Yeah, I mean, our cat is a little bit sick, so he's in the hospital. So that's going okay though.
That's good.
He's getting better.
Good to hear.
Nothing major to report there. He's getting better. We'll take him home later in the week. So yeah, that's good.
Good afternoon to you too, sir.
Yes. And you?
And you. And me. No, well, Brad just said good afternoon, John. I said good afternoon to Brad through chat.
Good afternoon, Brad.
Good afternoon, Brad.
Hey, Brad. Good afternoon.
Let's see. Well, congratulations to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers with Tom Brady at the helm. He ditched the Patriots and went off and won that big Super Bowl event yesterday.
He's gonna need more fingers soon.
What?
He's running out of place to put rings.
He's got 7. Well, I don't think he's going to get... Well, if he got 10, that'd be surprising. But he's certainly beating Father Time for now. But it was an interesting game. I know the halftime show at the weekend got a lot of mixed reviews, although I didn't really find anything that wrong with it. And actually, I don't think it was wrong. I thought his music was good. Just whatever. People had a little bit different things to say there. And the commercials sucked. I don't think there was any good commercials. Matter of fact, there was one commercial with the cast from Wayne's World. It was Mike Myers.
Okay.
And who's the other one that does Wayne's World? God, mine just went. Dana Carvey. Dana Carvey came back with Cardi B, and everyone was really liking that commercial for some reason. And I was just like, I thought it was lame. I don't know. Maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just too much of a money grab.
I have a confession. I didn't watch it.
Okay, then.
Kept track of the Super Bowl. Kept track of the scores.
Yeah.
But I was doing other stuff. So there you go, internet.
You're entitled
to
do
the hate
that.
comments down below, I'm sure.
Watch
the Super Bowl. At least for the commercials, right? I hear that as well, but
so
it just didn't happen this time.
Me and my tech junkie self had to take the big screen out. So all 140 inches of the inflatable screen and the outdoor projector by a fire sat there, and I did root for Tom Brady. I rooted for Tampa, but you know what? I guess I'm happy with the fact that Tom Brady is no longer associated with the Patriots, so I was more than happy to watch him win. Didn't really care.
Yeah.
A little bit closer to home. Well, home here. So unless the Jets win the Super Bowl next year, which I think is highly unlikely, I'm just going to celebrate the closest team to me. So, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah. But there was a commercial during the Super Bowl.
True.
That if you didn't catch it, and if you haven't been aware, it was actually probably the most, I would say... important commercial of them all.
Pretty cool.
So if you want to go ahead and kick that off with part of the discussion for today. Oh, by the way, today is
show the commercials and also
February
talking
8th.
about it.
Oh, well, you want me to? Okay, fine.
That might be kind of cool.
Well, I can actually do work then. Did they actually have it on the?
Yeah, it's on the. Go to their own website, not Space. Not that one.
Okay, now you made me do work.
Right where we were. Go back.
Okay,
right.
Go
to the bottom.
Okay, hold on.
Left of that article, there should be a link to the actual website.
Bottom left?
On the actual article.
Nope.
Yep. Nope. The left paragraph. Right there. Down.
Oh, there. My God,
it's so hidden.
That is so hidden.
Stand by.
All right. So, what am I doing here then?
If you just scroll down.
I have to scroll down. I'm scrolling.
You should run into a.
Oh, here it is. There it is.
Right.
Give me a minute here. Just have to set the stage because I wasn't prepared for you to make me do this yet. But here we go.
This fall, Inspiration4 launches as the first all-civilian mission to space. And you could be on board.
Oh, yeah.
Up above the world show. Visit Inspiration4.com for your chance to go to space.
So there it is. That's the intro. Apparently that video played during the Super Bowl. And so Inspiration4, basically what is going on here? Inspiration4 is a program, kind of basically like a nonprofit. This guy who's a self-made billionaire, he's partnered with Musk and SpaceX, and he purchased a whole Crew Dragon mission later this year for 4 spots, and he's taking all civilians, and one of the slots is open for someone else to get. And basically, the cool news there, right? I mean, we all are really excited the opportunity to actually go to space, but there's not a lot of practical ways for most people to have that option, right? So basically, what you can do is you can go to this guy's website, Inspiration4.com. They've partnered with SpaceX. You go there, and basically, what he wants you to do, he was trying to get people to donate to St. Jude. That's one of the ways,
right?
But that is arguably the cheapest way to get entries. So it's going to kind of be like a raffle. But basically, what you can do, you can go to the website, donate to St. Jude. The lowest or the minimum donation you need to make to get entered is $10, and you can get entered into this raffle effectively.
Okay.
To get the seat, the final seat on this mission, that'll be later in this year. It includes. Let me pull up some more information. But basically, it's going to include basically all the training that you'll need. All right, let me find it for you guys.
So when is this mission actually going?
The launch, the drawing for the seat is in 20 days.
Yeah, I saw that.
From this airing of this video. Yeah.
Right, I see that.
I don't know when the actual launch is, but they say it's this fall.
Okay, so this
year.
I'm gonna say something here, right?
Sure, yeah, of course.
So for this fall, I'm gonna guarantee you that we will cover it live on the channel. How about that?
I think we would. Yeah, that's a great idea.
I think that's because
I think it'd be sweet anyway.
If there's going to be a manned mission, we will guarantee that not only will you win, and maybe if one of us won, because we're both going to enter,
be so awesome.
I would drive that right to the moon. But that would be awesome. 2 seats are open.
Oh yeah. One of them's
public.
being
that's from Tyler.
Chosen. Yeah. One of them's going to be chosen, but one of them is for the raffle. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, there's technically 2 open. Here, I'll pull it up, or you can pull it up too.
So 2 seats are open, and there's the make of a Shift4 shop will also get you if you start one of those. But what's the cost for a shift? I gotta watch what I say here because
watch it.
Shift4 shop. I don't know what the cost of theirs is for the entry, but I am definitely going to enter because why not?
Yeah, why would you not?
Why would you? Okay, so let's put it this way. I would say, yes, arguably, out of all the things that we saw in the Super Bowl yesterday, that was probably the biggest announcement, even though that announcement broke probably about a week and a half ago, and it's really, really big news to take civilians and put them into space. I mean, that's pretty awesome, right? What would you do when you got up there?
Well, I mean, I was still reading on what you're going to be doing, because there is, again, there's going to be training on like how to operate in microgravity, what you can do as far as be part of the crew. So I think I don't know if you're actually going to be responsible for anything. I think that one seat that we're talking about in particular is just to go up.
Okay.
But what would I do? Geez, I don't even know. I mean, that's...
So the other thing
obviously I want to take lots of pictures, but...
They don't tell you how long you're going to be up there for, though, either, right?
Stand by. So there is something about that. It's a few days, if I'm not mistaken. Let me try to find it for you guys again, yeah.
And this is the website. This is his website. So it says, and apparently his company is Shift4 Shop. So went on a mission to Mars before they tone it down. I'll stick to watching it go up. Says EB. Well, look, I love look. I love Mission to Mars at Epcot. It's one of my favorite rides. It does make you dizzy, but you know what? There's nothing else like it. The multi-day research flight. As for the particulars, they don't think it's been revealed. Each person will be responsible for certain lightweight experiments.
Yeah.
So wait, it would be really cool if somebody had to go up there and drink beer till they got sick in space because he's a dump lightweight.
I don't think that's.
No,
I get the joke.
Counterproductive. You have to. Anyhow, I thought that one landed. In my own mind, I thought it was good. So okay, so you're gonna go out there and do lightweight experiments. So obviously Tyler has read up on this one, which is good, fantastic,
awesome. Very cool. Tyler, are you excited about it?
I'm pretty sure he is,
right?
Because I'm pretty sure he shared it with me at some point like a week ago.
Oh, really? Okay,
yeah. He was the first one to tell me about it.
All right, there you go.
So and the only reason why I haven't signed up yet is because I just wanted to know more about the particulars. Because quite honestly, I'll be honest with you, I'd like to go to space. I would. For me, it would be another device that I have never. Well, nobody really flies that rocket anyhow, but another device that I've been on, because to date, the only thing that I haven't been on is like an aircraft carrier or a nuclear submarine.
Okay.
Been on most other types of transportation, if not driven them. I've actually manipulated a one-person submarine in the Caribbean, so that was one off of my list. I've now flown helicopters, flown planes, driven cars, rode motorcycles, and a backhoe. I would probably have to add a backhoe to my list.
I've been on a few carriers. But yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
When have you been on an aircraft carrier?
I've been on Midway.
Oh, wait. Okay, yes, I have. I'm sorry, I lied.
Yeah, I've been on
museum
ships, as it would be, right?
Yes, I've been on the Intrepid.
Nothing in service, but hey.
Wait, I actually have been on an in-service aircraft carrier, but it's the HMS Ark Royale when it was there in the New York City harbor for the fleet of ships. I lied.
Cool.
That's pretty cool. So, multi-day trip. So, what would you consider, like? I don't know. I think it'd just be weird. I don't know if I'd be able to sleep. Like, you'd be so excited that you're actually in space.
Yeah, it would be pretty crazy. Pretty cool.
Nice.
But I mean, yeah, geez. I don't know. It'd be I would really like, obviously, to take a bunch of pictures and video and just be up there and experience it. But then also I think it'd be cool to be actually doing some lightweight experiments. You know, actually doing something that matters. Right? Obviously, being up there is super cool.
Right.
But
sure,
fully utilizing your opportunity to go to do something extra. You know, I think that'd be so cool.
So I think it's Mark Kelly holds the record for number of days in space as a human being. Correct? He spent over a year.
Know, but I know he's up there.
He's been up there for a while. Okay, maybe doesn't beat the Russians, but I think he's the longest American in space. And the funniest thing is, he said your body physically changes after you've been up there for a period.
Yes.
Where your eyes change.
Yeah, your retinas change.
Yeah, your retinas change.
System takes some changes.
Yeah, so I'm sure you wouldn't have...
Some of the things they're dealing with while they're trying to sort out the details of the mission to Mars is those exact...
The long-term
stuff. Yeah. Besides radiation and all that other fun stuff.
All right, so this brings us to the next point about, is Elon Musk Dr. Evil? Which would be... Are you talking about this one, or shall I?
Oh, go ahead. Have at it.
All right, so look, this is actually... Now you have to look at some other things that we're going to talk about here, because in reality, SpaceX is actually now planning in all things that no one would really saw coming, because I didn't see this coming.
Yeah.
And this one is coming from ARS Technica, and this is from just recently, the 5th. And it says that SpaceX is now planning to use Starlink as its new phone service for emergency backup and low-income access. Which would mean that if you take a look at currently what SpaceX has, they're filing outlines for a plan to offer a phone service for emergency backup for voice calls and cheaper plans for people in low incomes through the government's Lifeline program. Okay, and then details that are coming out through the FCC filing says that its designation for eligible telecommunications carrier, or ETC.
Yep.
So basically what they're looking at is probably making a voice over IP system to embed in the back of their Starlink satellite system that they're currently designing, and they're saying that it's in beta for the Starlink itself. And right now their Starlink program is $499 upfront.
It's pretty expensive.
Which pretty expensive, but it gives you the equipment.
Yep.
Okay. And $99 per month afterwards. The system is a self tracking satellite dish. It comes with all the components and they're actually powered over Ethernet. So they're PoE, which is actually really cool. So there's no excessive cables. They get you 360 feet of cable run from your satellite dish itself to your plumbing for the house and the Ethernet and whatnot. And right now they're saying that their response time is currently in the 30 milliseconds. Okay, which most internet service providers, which are currently doing satellite subscriptions, are in the 300 to 700 range. And they're saying that with the next round of satellites, after it gets out of beta, that they're going to have that to 14 to 15 milliseconds, which is going to put it on par, if not better, with most mainline digital service carriers. So now the thing is that the voice over IP plans, though, that's massive. That's a total game changer for SpaceX. Even outside the realm of what I thought this man had the capability of doing. So I think the next thing that would probably come up is what's going on with their competition, because this is literally, he is making Blue Origin turn around. He's going in and eating their lunch. They're in the same competitive markets, but they're not really nearly as advanced currently as I would say where SpaceX is. What's your thoughts on that one?
I mean, Musk continues to try to expand his influence, but I mean, he's got the infrastructure in place to do different things, right? I mean,
sure.
Through his brother and things, they have the solar city all set up, so they've been doing some solar roof stuff. But obviously, SpaceX has been obviously working with the battery, so there's solar battery, power storage. I mean, there's plenty of places they can diversify their assets, and it's
better than others.
It doesn't really surprise me that this is something he wanted to do with Starlink, right? Because on the face of it, it was like, okay, they're going to provide internet service to places that can't really get internet service, and it should be pretty quick with their constellation they're putting up in orbit. Okay, great, sounds great, but what else could they do with this? And I'm thinking, oh, bam, sat phones. You could have obviously VoIP,
sure,
anywhere, and so I admit I kind of had thought about this, but I didn't really see anything until I saw this article about it. So it's not too surprising to me, but I'm still interested to see what they can get the price down to once it's really actually deployed and out of beta.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to me, though. They would say that this would be emergency service backup system, which I'm sure that means that he would probably sell this to other carriers as a fallback system if their networks went down. Number one.
They also have it. He's also talking about the emergency backup, 24-hour battery backup in case you actually lose power. So you can still make calls over the system.
Over the system, no matter what.
24 hours.
I'll tell you what.
Well, yeah.
If I qualified for the service in the beta, I would switch to it. If I could take any phone that I wanted and move over to that system, I would do it, because if the program was cheap enough, and I stress that with cheap enough.
Yeah.
The fact of the matter is that you would have a world-class phone with world-class service all over the globe without having to change carriers, no matter where you go, in the middle of the ocean, because this is like sat phone.
Yeah, if you got service.
Yeah, I mean, you would have service because
they're planning on having everywhere. So
yeah, because Starlink in its design is going to be low atmosphere, yet they're much lower the way that these satellites carry in their orbit. Okay, which keeps their response time much lower. But the difference is his coverage is immense.
I know exactly what you said about the altitude of orbit. I know that's getting
Yes.
some Blue Origin some issues. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Well, no, you opened the can of worms.
Yeah.
Enlighten me.
No. So it was Musk was if I can find something about it, but basically it was Blue Origin. So it was Jeff Bezos and Musk.
Yes.
Where Musk was trying to get, I think he was petitioning the FCC to block the orbit altitude that the Blue Origin was going to go up to. Because Musk was saying, well, they wanted to move some of the satellite constellation down a bit, like lower orbit, and obviously that was.
Hey, you know what? It's funny because when you think about the constellation system itself, it and this is one other place where we were discussing this over lunch today, and I said to myself, look, you got to be prepared, because if he's going to go for voice over IP services and he's got this mesh network of satellites up in the air, what's not to say that he's not going to make a move on global GPS? Because he has inherently all the tools, and those satellites themselves have to have some sort of GPS component on them to keep themselves in the same orientation where they are. Because and here's the other big difference. Whereas most of these other satellites are stationary in space, These satellites move across this field where they are at, I think it's 348 nautical miles up in the atmosphere. So really, now you have to look at yourself and think to your, is this man just becoming Dr. Evil? Because look at the amount of control that he's going to have over certain subscriber-based services in the not-too-distant future. And look what a disruptor he has been in the automotive industry. Look what a disruptor he's been in the space industry. It's not like somebody shows up every day and just goes, I'm going to build an electric car, and it becomes one of the most popular electric cars on the planet. And it's not every day that someone says, I'm going to make reusable rockets, and they're going to be the best in class, and we're going to have almost zero loss on parts. And he's even capturing nose cones now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, trying to bring down obviously the trash that goes out in the water, but also cost, obviously.
So is he Dr. Evil?
Nah.
Really?
Nah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, I was trying to think of something to do with like $1 million. But I couldn't place anything quick enough.
Sure, but I mean, he's a mastermind, though. He's definitely a mastermind.
He's a smart person.
He's a very and what do you guys think in chat? You have me calling it chat now. So I'm interested to hear what you guys would think in the discussion, because Musk is becoming so influential. He's got a ton of money behind him at this point. The way that he's growing his companies, no one can seem to find a way to do it better. And if you're talking about the sophistication that it takes to do what he's doing with SpaceX and integrating Starlink and so on and so forth, I think he's almost an unstoppable force. Who's going to stop him?
I don't know. I mean, Bezos, apparently, we don't know exactly what Jeff Bezos' plans are, but he did leave his position. And he's not totally leaving Amazon, of course. He's still on the board. But he's literally, in his statement, one of the things he pointed out was he wants to do more time with Blue Origin.
With Blue Origin, right.
That's certainly on his mind, which probably should be. So I don't know.
You think he's jealous?
Jeff?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if Jeff should be jealous about much.
Well, I mean, do you think? But look, I mean, here's a guy that's.
I know what you mean, though. You've got literally two of the richest people in the world,
building
kind
rockets,
of doing their own thing because they're in their own class of doing whatever the hell they want. But
sure.
So, I don't know. I don't know. I only have some frame of reference to anyone in that class.
Here's what I really admire about Elon Musk. If Elon Musk produces something and he tells you it's probably going to do these things, sure, he makes you wait a little while for it. But the actuality is, later on, the product that's usually delivered is actually what he tells you it's going to do. And I give him a lot of props for that.
Yeah. Yeah. He takes a lot of flack for sometimes making promises too quickly. Excuse me.
Yeah.
Making promises too quickly, or like there's been multiple things about how hard he pushes the employees in certain like projects to make deadlines. And I get that. I guess I don't get it because I'm not part of that. But as you to kind of hint at just like, let's say, just results on the back end, what you mentioned, Mike, was if he says, okay, we're gonna get this car out and it's gonna do these things and it's gonna be like this and whatever. There's bumps along the road, of course, as he said many times. Production hell is a thing. He literally built that company, and I think what was it? He said multiple times there was a few weeks. I don't remember when it was, but a few weeks where he said, we were less than 30 days from bankruptcy of Tesla. So, he's quite ambitious, but
it's his
he's
delivery,
made it work,
though.
right? So
he's not short on delivery,
and he's not trying to. It doesn't appear that when I've heard multiple people as well, like see him speak in public or on these like when he's announcing a new product, and like he's just not a very good public speaker. No. But he's enthusiastic about his product, and he believes in it, and he wants you to be happy about it, excited too, and that comes out.
I think that definitely comes out
pretty poorly, or like when they threw that that steel ball at the wall, or not the wall, but the glass of the Cybertruck, and it just cracked and did it again. I was like, okay, well, that one's what's happening.
So one of the comments was just passed in chat is that Tesla was one of the first manufacturers that would make a car that wasn't ugly, an electric car, by that matter. But now here's the funny part. You probably remember the night that we were both watching the Cybertruck introduction, and I was texting Corey, and I'm going, is this for real? Is this really how the truck looked?
We did say that. I was like, I'd seen some speculation renders from the internet, and I'm like, okay, those weren't looking too bad. There's like an F-150 Raptor kind of thing. It was electric. I was like, that looks pretty cool. Right. And then, no joke, this like thing comes out on stage. And I'm like,
what? Okay.
I'm like, hold up. that doesn't look obviously like anything I thought it would look like. It doesn't look
True.
really bad, but I'm like, is this like total like a joke?
And then the ball bearing thrown at the window. We were both like, there's a
like
real
legit?
truck coming from behind
This
like
legit
somewhere. Like another. I'm texting Corey. I'm like, there's another truck coming, right? Like they're gonna dump something out in the middle from the ceiling. It's gonna fall out.
The semi truck's gonna roll out with like a different truck on it.
Sure.
Yeah, but I don't know. But
never happened.
Yeah, but EB, yeah. I mean, why would they have billions of dollars? Why would they be jealous? Yeah.
Sure. But now here's the thing. I now find the Cybertruck to be attractive.
Because why though?
Because it grew on me.
Because it's different.
No, because
like
it grew on me.
Like what?
Because when I looked at the interior and I looked at what Elon Musk is trying to communicate, and I said to myself, look, if you take the dreams of a DeLorean, of what it was, a stainless steel bodied car, and the design aspects of actually making the body itself part of the stressed member, and then you think of all the things that it does, and then I went, man, that's really futuristic. And then I looked at it again and I went, and it actually doesn't look bad.
Cybertruck?
Yeah, the Cybertruck.
Yeah, I think I'm fascinated with it. I like the bare metal look.
Sure.
Look, of course, but I also am, I guess, interested to see really how the exoskeleton rigidity
holds up
to the production model.
I want to see this thing do. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, no. Yeah, just finishing the thought. Yeah, exactly. Was just to see how rigid it's going to be, because that's a robust and proven like design method to make things, exoskeleton.
Sure.
Like, but making that into the car and actually getting it to the production line and actually people buying it, I mean, different, but we'll see.
I want to see three things from the Cybertruck. I want to see it go off and be matched up against a Raptor and do some air maneuvers like you've never seen before. Land it and not be bent in half. Number one. Number two, I want to see it out drag race a modern day Corvette, because it possibly
probably could.
It probably could.
It is, obviously.
Okay, and number three, I want to see what the plaid mode looks like. That's for that car.
Are they announcing some other mode that's above plaid or something crazy?
Something is going to be on plaid.
I mean, we could even talk about the Roadster, because he's claiming again the Roadster will be sub 1.8 seconds 0 to 60,
and still have rockets,
and then have some cold air rockets of some kind. Whatever that's going to end up looking like.
All it has to do is have a compressor on board. But look, you know who would drive? You know who would drive a Cybertruck?
Well, you obviously.
Dr. Evil.
Oh,
you didn't see that coming, did you? Yeah. Look, I just make the comparison because the man is he's putting it together in all different areas at this point. And what are you laughing at? It's true.
No, yeah.
Could you imagine if he was a supervillain? We'd be so screwed.
We might be screwed.
We would be totally screwed.
If he is a supervillain.
If he was. I said, just saying if, but I digress. All right. With that said, you want me to kick into the next one, then you can carry the last part?
Well, just one thing, yeah. I just wanted to say, Tyler said something in chat a little bit ago.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying how many entries they've. So this is back to the Inspire.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
You saw it? Yeah.
No, but you got to bring it up.
They've currently raised $7.8 million, and each dollar is worth 10 entries. So obviously that just goes up by 10. 78 million and change entries.
Yeah.
With a target of 100 million.
So
the race.
So you're saying I should probably start.
Well, one thing I didn't really mention, we didn't go in the details, but when I looked at it a few days ago, which has probably changed now, the maximum you could enter, well, you can enter custom amounts, but the maximum amount of tickets you could buy at once seemed to be like 10,000.
Okay.
Even if so when you donate $1,000 or you donate 50,000 or 100,000, all those donations are all equal to the same 10,000.
Oh, okay.
10,000 ticket amount. That's at least what I saw.
So if I go and throw out $100, I'm good though.
What's that?
If I go throw in $100, I'm still good. I'm still gonna get my 10 tickets.
Oh, they're still not gonna run out of packages. They're still gonna take your money, of course.
Sure,
And let
of course.
Anybody. But I was just pointing out earlier that the minimum was $10, and that should really open up for almost everybody, of course. Can you spare $10? Boom, you might go to space. I mean,
I go to space.
There's one winner, and so it is pretty cool. But Tyler, I can tell you're excited, Tyler. We are too. So
we are as well.
That'd be great.
Cool. Hey, remember, and if you're really excited and you're watching at home, like, subscribe, follow. By all means, we need the support, and hopefully you guys are staying tuned for our next installment of the upcoming part 2 of 3 for the Rolex 24 video. So hopefully that's something that we're going to get out to you by this Friday.
And that real quick plug there too. We did release a 4K version of our previous
the
Rolex
4K
video.
is out.
It took a few days to crunch on YouTube's end. but it's out, and I made it public this morning. So
Yes.
there's a 4K version. So let us know what you think.
Yeah, the 4K is there because it was actually shot in 4K.
Yep.
Okay, so the reason why and this is what we said that today's discussion was going to be a little bit more long format, and the reason is because one of the discussions that I wanted to bring on board is the fact that I think that Apple has been doing something a little non-traditional in the sense of the way that they're trying to go about looking more like a tech company that's more heavily involved. And it's kind of funny because there was an article that came out on Friday that said, and this was from Car and Driver, that said that Hyundai and Apple might be very, very close to striking a deal in the Apple car project. Now, this goes along the realms of, look, Apple has had some really, really, really big tech come out recently that people were astonished by. Let's just face it, the MacBook Pros with the M1 chips have been fantastic. Okay, they recently reduced their new over-the-ear headphones, which are being received as somewhere in between the higher echelon but usable format for people that are into new technology and headphone designs. Okay, and however, they haven't delivered on such technologies as higher refresh rates on their cell phones recently, and have seemed to have caused some sort of criticism of people saying that, well, there's much vaporware in the Apple community. Well, just as soon as they announced the fact that they might even be close to a deal, well, guess what? This just in.
Find the other one.
Yeah. Wait, no, it's the other one. Oh, we got the wrong article. This morning after Apple halts its autonomous EV talks with Hyundai.
Yeah, that was on the 8th. And
yeah. So this literally just dropped, right? So the fact of the matter is that now it looks like after attempting, and look, Apple's been at this game right now for telling people that they were going to have some sort of EV or some sort of technology in the auto industry that was going to come out for a long time now. And for the fact of the matter is that Sony's now producing their own EV. And it begs the discussion of what is the vaporware that Apple keeps putting out. And Corey's going to recap this with some other important Apple vaporware that has basically disappeared.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
So the question is, are they really, at this point, is Apple really tempting the question of trying to, I would say, almost appear Tesla-esque in driving up their own value while hanging people out to dry in the fact that they're going to enter the auto industry, which they really haven't. So the discussion, I said, I think first, then you can go into the other
sure.
parts if you want
Chat
to.
about stuff,
So is that what they're doing? I mean, is Apple got a real image problem where they feel necessary that they have to enter this electric vehicle conversation, but they're a non-starter? They really haven't pushed that point yet.
I mean, we've been hearing about the Apple Car for years.
Sure.
And it's like I asked Mike, because I mean, I'll kind of admit I'm not as invested in the Apple ecosystem.
I am.
He's quite into that, and I'm an Android guy actually.
Yeah.
But I have used Apple products, and for how they integrate with each other, it seems to work really well, and whatever. I'm just more.
They have
Android.
their limitations.
But going along with that too, it seems to me that Apple seems to just keep their cards a little closer to the chest, meaning they develop things, and then when something is they're pretty sure someone's going to release it, they have an actual date, it's production chain's all set, it's going to work, then they release it. They kind of just like open the floodgates and everybody learns about it all at once. But as far as the car goes, I mean, we just seem to be hearing about the car for years and years, and there's been tons of renders and sketches and all different kinds of things, and I don't know.
Here's what kicks off this whole discussion for me. Recently, Apple went out and said that they're going to develop a dual 8K VR headset.
Yeah, we just talked about that.
We just talked about it the other day, but when I was, it kind of became a tempting part of discussion to say, well, where's the car? Look, an 8K VR headset.
It was kind of funny that we talked about the headset just last week, and then no joke, we said to each other, "What about the car?" And then literally like the next day, I see an article about the car.
Because to me, to overachieve in the car sense would be an amazing. I think it's almost a practicality for where Apple wants to go or needs to go in order to be considered, I would say, a seriously forward-minded technology company at this point, especially with Tesla hanging out there doing what it's doing, especially with Sony bringing something to the marketplace, and then Porsche bringing in their Taycan Turbo S and saying, hey, we want to dominate this market space as well for performance EVs, right?
Yeah.
Well, for that, if they can't deliver some other technology, which Corey's about to talk to you right now, I don't know if they even have a shot at ever getting into the car market if they haven't gotten there by now, because I think it's becoming a very late entry for them, and it's starting to smell to me like they're just selling vaporware. And if you want to take the conversation into what other recent vaporware that they haven't been able to deliver on, by all means, I'll let you go out there.
You can go in on that too, because
Go ahead.
yeah, you know about it too. But I mean, some of the things just looking at some random stuff about vaporware, it's not a new, like, let's say super recent, but if you guys are familiar with the Apple Air Power wireless charger for the iPhone, the watch, the iPods, AirPods, that was back, let's see, that was supposed to be in 2017, supposed to launch 2018.
Sure.
And 2018 came and went, and it left. It was just
Didn't make it.
Just dropped it. So it even literally looks like this one guy has a Twitter post from March 2019 that looks like Apple AirPower, like a box.
Sure. Which one? The Apple AirPower?
Yeah, just like, where is the product?
Oh, it's gone. It didn't make it.
That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying, I guess. So it's and now there's multiple wireless charging docks right out there you can get anyway. But
sure.
It's just to say, like, what happened? Like, just what happened? I don't know.
And then there's the glasses.
Yeah, you want to talk about that?
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so also Apple has been leaking time and time again something
glasses
about their glasses, their release date, their price, and they've said, hey, what we know so far is that it is still something that's been talked about since 2015, and this is basically goes against what was going on with Google Glass at the time.
And those are, Mike's talking about AR, augmented reality glasses,
yes.
Not the VR glass, no, the VR headset.
Not the VR headset, okay?
Yeah.
And so basically this project has been going on for a while now, and Apple's been teasing that that's going to happen. We're going to have this embedded glass technology over the eye kind of wear that's going to bring you into the augmented world, but still currently vaporware, not there.
Yeah.
Okay. So they said they could announce it in March of 2021, which would be not so much a huge shock, but that now they're saying it's going to be pushed back till 2022. So the thing is that what I'm seeing more and more happen in the conversation of what's going on with Apple is they've got this technology. They kind of sell you into this ecosystem as to, hey, you can really grab onto the fact that we're trying to build this one Apple universe, but they're still failing to deliver. And it makes me question whether or not that VR headset is just another, gash in the wound to say, hey, put everybody on the hook for what we can do with our superpower silicon chips. We're going to have the M1 system driving 8K displays, dual eyes, and VR. And I'm like, look, Apple.
Yeah, for me, I hope I hope more products come to market, so there's
sure.
competition. But something like he just said about the glasses, an 8K monitor per eye, I just want to see how, if it works and it comes out, I just want to see how it works, like how they did
sure.
it. Is it going to be tethered? What is driving it? If it's not tethered, what's the battery life? Because of all these things Apple would have thought about, if the product comes to market, it's going to be something that people can use.
Right.
And if it's something that people can use, they would have had to engineer the solutions to some of the problems. Power generation, where's the computing going to be happening, on device, off device, those kind of things. And I just want to see that, so there's progress in the whole market as a whole, because
right.
that's cool.
And
there'll be other things coming. If they get 8K in their headset, one per eye, then the whole market's getting pushed towards really high fidelity. And actually, in that glasses article, there was a quote from somebody, I think it was in here, right? A quote from one of the guys at Apple that basically said they thought at some point that their AR glasses, not the VR glasses, but the AR glasses could supplant the iPhones, and just as a whole, right? Kind of like how Google Glass was trying to go when it first came out, or when they're first kind of pitching that idea, was that Google Glass could eventually do something, like my glasses. You just put them on,
and you're good to go.
Just put them on, and it's like, that's my phone in my face, and I can get calls, and I can do anything I need with that. That's super cool. We don't have that yet. I mean, there's a lot of smart glass AR models that are being worked on, but nothing quite like I think that they want.
So the big thing here is, like, it's almost verging on where augmented reality is also stepping into that part where there's now these LiDAR sensors that are coming out in this generation's iPhone. They were in the iPad Pro this year. That also was released. Okay, actually last year's release. And it's interesting to me is because, look, the other thing was when Apple first came out and said, we're going to go after the auto industry market, so on and so forth. And then there was CarPlay, and everyone thought CarPlay was secret code for something else that was going to be an actual car. Okay. Then there was the whole discussion that Apple was really poaching people from Tesla.
Oh yeah.
Remember that one? So that was another big one.
Going on.
Okay, so then we progressed into the fact that now they were supposed to inject this billions of dollars into this this Kia Hyundai deal, and now that's DOA, dead on arrival. And Tyler,
you see that thing from Tyler? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Tyler in comments was saying it was supposed to be 3.6, and like we said, as of Kia, this morning, into Kia, that's a done deal. It's not going to happen. But they were close. They were allegedly very close.
Yeah, back in January when that other article, the first one we showed you from Yahoo Finance.
Yeah.
I got the right. Yeah. The Yahoo Finance one was in January.
Sure.
Updated in February, and it was supposed to be like, I might have screwed up. Sorry. Car and Drivers was back in January.
Right. No, you're right.
And they updated it in mid-January, and the deal's going ahead with Hyundai, and then of course, we just see on the Car and Driver from the 8th. Yeah.
So there was the 8th.
Nope. Which is today.
Yes.
So
Monday. Yeah. So that's them basically saying that it's not going to happen. Right. So here's the other thing.
It says
what?
It doesn't seem to imply the deal is totally off, but just that it could go the way that they're may still working on it, but it might just not happen. Something may happen behind the scenes that we may never even hear about, and it might disappear, even though it may not be dead yet. It could be, as far as we're concerned.
So then this begs the question: if Tesla could easily now, and this is where this conversation goes the other direction, Tesla could enter the phone market. Okay, Tesla could literally enter the phone market, and have an A1 headset with connectivity to their Starlink system within another, who knows how long they could if they can make what they're doing with rockets right now, they could get into the phone market like that. I have no doubt the fact that they could probably design and have something,
FCC, and then they're good.
Yeah, just go through the FCC. So but the problem is, why can't Apple do the same? I know it's a lot harder to suddenly get on the road going vehicles, right? And part of that discussion, but this is why I'm gonna say I feel like Apple's entered this vaporware competition. It's almost like they have to show something soon, because there's been so much talk about it that if they don't get in, I think that's part of the future is going to be mobility. Or I could be wrong.
Could be. I don't know. Yeah. I think it might just go back to again about how Apple does things, trying to develop something. That you sometimes see patents filed.
Sure.
From Apple, obviously we see patents filed from Tesla and all these other people, but when Apple patents come out, you see like maybe what they're thinking about working on, and then they just never go anywhere sometimes.
Sure.
And that's not to say that doesn't happen with other patents either, but it seems to me, outside looking in, right, on Apple, the Apple ecosystem, call it,
right,
that they don't tell you anything until there's like something happening, like for sure.
No, I think no. I think that they tell you stuff in advance now to keep your whistle wet and keep you on the hook for certain technologies.
Yeah, but they don't tell you. They don't like give you teasers that tell you really anything about it.
Sure.
It's like, okay, there's a car. Working on a car. Okay.
Give Apple props for this. For Apple producing their own chips. They've entered a realm that a lot of other companies can't really touch. Okay, they're going in a direction where if this M1 processor really takes forward in the direction that it could, and it becomes an integrated product into some other company's EV, that's a massive score for Apple.
Sure.
The problem is, if they're strong enough to be able to build chips, again, I look at it and I go, well, why can't you make the car? Just make the damn car. Because again, I think this also has to be part of the discussion that their chip making ability could lead to a double 8K VR display. I just think that could be a possibility. It just doesn't mean that it's going to happen, because they've kind of not delivered on a couple of things.
I don't know.
This is where I'd be jealous of Elon Musk. Me personally.
Bringing things to market.
He says, "Okay, we're gonna have the Boring Company. We're gonna just
we're gonna make flamethrowers. We're gonna it just does it. He just does it.
And we're gonna make a flamethrower." And his lawyers are like, "You should probably not do that." He's like,
"We're doing it.
We're still doing it." Okay.
True.
So the other one is the Boring Brick, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
We're gonna build this. We're gonna bore this tunnel out, and then make bricks to hold the tunnel together with the stuff we just bored out.
And you could now get Boring bricks. And you know what? People have tested these bricks on YouTube, and they're actually pretty strong bricks. So that's the other part. Where's Apple? Apple, I think, needs to step it up.
They can innovate. There are plenty of smart people there.
But they're in vaporware territory. They got to get out of it. At some point. No? Would you ever consider owning an Apple car?
No. I got a Tesla, and that's and I'm biased because I have a Tesla. Sure, I get that.
No, I have a Tesla.
And I guess I have to clarify because I wanna remain somewhat unbiased in the sense that if there was an Apple car I could go look at or at least knew something about,
Sure.
why would I not check it out? We do that. On our channel we like to check new stuff out. We look at cars, we look
Right.
at rockets, we look at planes. So of course I'd go look at one. Why would I not? I mean, I'd go test drive one. Of course, why would I not? I mean, and then if 10 years from now, when the wife wants a new car, she can get an Apple car if she wants. I'm not that guy that's gonna say you can't have an Apple car. We get a Tesla car. I'm not that guy. But what there's not even a conversation now.
See, but no,
what do we talk about?
That's not going to happen.
Apple car? Well, I don't know. It's vaporware.
That's not going to happen in your household because usually if one member of a household has Android or an Apple device, the other one has the same, right? I don't think your wife would ever go for, and especially knowing the quality in a Tesla, I don't think she's going to go.
I think
and just
the wife
jump
might
into
be
an Apple.
watching. She's had an Apple. She had iPods.
Really?
Yeah, she had an Apple laptop.
I know. Well, that's my other laptop.
This
is a work laptop.
But
Most of our shows on an Apple equipment. And look,
she's been
sorry, go ahead.
over there before, so I don't know.
And before anybody turns around and says, "Hey, don't knock Apple too much," let me tell you something.
He loves Apple.
I have my issues with Apple. Okay, my thing is, I think Apple has a very, very strong case for productivity in the creative environment, and for things like doing this show. This show is completely done using Apple products. Okay, I've said this before. This is actually run off of a laptop. Okay, MacBook Pro, good laptop, top of the line. Although it's still run off of a laptop.
It runs OBS. It does Photoshop work.
It does pretty much everything, and that's the supporting machine, the one that Corey has on his desk. Okay, but when I think about the long-term survivability of the discussion of what tech companies are supposed to produce, and if Vaporware is supposed to sell you like a Halo car for say like just as much as Elon Musk hasn't produced the new Roadster, Apple's selling you on we're gonna have our VR components and so on and so forth.
Yeah.
What I really want to see though, 10 years down the road, I want to see an Apple car, a Sony EV, a Porsche EV, and a Tesla EV, and I want to see them all at the Rolex.
That'd be super.
That's what I want to see.
Because Sony is working on a car, as well, and I mean, I guess we could. Well, I was gonna say the Dyson car, but that's not happening. He's already canceled that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's officially canceled that. But anyway, I mean, yeah. So,
I think that would be cool.
I'd love to see more of them. Why not? So I'm all about seeing it.
It'd be interesting because if I'm not mistaken, the other car, the other one that would be very interesting to see. What?
Comment, sorry.
Nope.
EBY says nope. Apple probably turn into a brick when the next model comes out.
Oh, damn. Well, that's the other thing that people really have to be cautious of in the Apple environment, which is Apple tends to push people into this realm of having to be an early adopter and then being left out the next year when the next equipment comes out. Now, in the phone category, they've done small incremental updates that have been always kind of satisfactory, but lately it seems to be that they're starting to find this way to do leapfrog technology. So maybe if they find a new way to make another small version of the M1 chip, and even though they have I think it's the M12 now or the M13 in the phones, but it would be real interesting to see what they're going to do with that. Which actually, hey, just to remind everybody out there, if you get a chance, like, follow, subscribe, and so on and so forth, because it's great for us to have new subscribers and followers. And again, we have a totally different discussion level of other people out there, which is interesting. But here's the other thing. And, we've been talking about air taxis for the past couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And it just popped in my head that something that I want to start a discussion on is, there have been companies that years ago, before quadcopter technology was really making a breakthrough in the direction that it's the Muller.
What's that?
You remember that? Was it the Muller or it was the Muller? It was the guy that used to make a muffler system, and I think it was like the Muller 600 flying car.
600? I mean, I don't know if we talked about it, but I did find, it was like last week, the Terrafluga, or I don't know how to say that car.
Oh, we got to talk about that this
approved.
week.
That thing got approved.
It did.
I can never say that name.
The Terrafugia.
Terrafugia car.
No, it's the Moeller Sky Car. That's the one. And it's something that I want to revisit now because there's before things get too strange in the air taxi marketplace. So Moeller, and this is something we're gonna start discussing because he actually had, I guess,
that thing.
Yes, this thing. He had this thing hovering a while back ago. Okay.
Bring it up.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up really quick, and I think it's something that we have to start discussing because he was close, and this is from 2017, and it's actually saying that you could fly it at this point, that it's flyable, but it may or may not have the control systems on board, but it might be time to start revisiting some of these older air taxis that have been out there for a while, just so we could take a look at them.
Those are straight turbine.
Is it jet powered or
I don't know,
ducted?
I'm asking you.
I can't remember. Which one it is.
I don't know. What year was this? I don't know if there was battery tech back then.
They were testing this. This has been around for a while. This thing
must have been.
This I think is like 2008 is when it started to roll around. But it's one of those things that if we're gonna look in,
video right there.
Yeah, there's a video. But we're gonna save this for another discussion because
cool.
I want to. It was just something that popped into my head. Maybe 2013. He had the crowdfunding and so on and so forth for it. But as we get into these other emerging technologies like air taxis and so on and so forth, it just might be nice to take a look at some of these older technologies that have been around for a while.
That aren't vaporware.
So, that are not vaporware. That have. Let's see if they're going to stand the test of time. Who knows?
Cool.
All right. Well, with that said, hey, we got more work to do for ourselves this week on video editing. We got more stuff to bring you guys. If you have any suggestions, please, by all means, in the comments below, leave us some links and anything you want us to bring up that's technology-based, car-based.
Oh, yeah.
Anything that you find that you think we'd find here
science,
on aerospace, science, cars, airplanes.
We talk about all the random stuff. I have one. Maybe I'll post a link. I was telling the wife earlier. I found a link to that guy at MIT. He hacked his spinach, the plant spinach, and it would send him an email when it would detect certain biotoxins in the soil. I mean, there's some crazy stuff going on.
And there's another gentleman I think recently that just hooked up electromagnetic receiving devices to mushrooms. Okay, so he could actually hear the noises that mushrooms make
as they're just alive.
As they're alive. So kind of interesting things that we might bring that along. Maybe it's something we'll have to talk about maybe on Wednesday.
Some random stuff.
So talking mushrooms would be interesting. But hey, folks,
and emailing spinach.
And emailing spinach. That'll.
Will the spinach email the mushrooms?
Okay, you know what?
They'll start a thread and they'll be like, "What the hell are we doing?"
What would you call your spinach?
If
you would name spinach and it was a pet of yours, what would you call it?
Well, the spinach is probably asking him, "Hey, there's a Nigerian prince. He needs you to send some cash
right away. Otherwise, you're gonna forfeit the ability to get the cash out. No, if I had spinach as a pet, I would name it Popeye.
You should. He'd probably email and be like, "Look,
exactly.
We have a chat."
Like, dude, I don't like my name. Whatever.
Okay.
All right, look.
All right, yeah.
We're gonna go. We'll be back to you guys on Wednesday at we're gonna go for our 2:00 time now. This is probably our time slot, 2 to 3. Yep. And we appreciate your time, your energy. Thanks for tuning in, everybody, and for the great comments. And remember, if you had an opportunity to like the video, please just reach on down below and tap the like. And if you're not already a subscriber, do so, and then ring that bell so you can turn around and get the latest notifications when we're back on the air, which will be Monday through Wednesday. Wednesday, Friday, 2 to 3. Thanks, everybody, for tuning in.
Yep.
You good to go?
Yep. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for hanging out. As Mike said, the like, share, subscribe, obviously appreciated. And then, if there's something we maybe touched on today that you'd like to hear more of, or something we talked about in a previous video, let us know in the comments. We are certainly happy. We talk a lot. We try to have a variety of subjects and hit stuff that we find interesting a few times over again. But if there's something in particular, just let us know.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you.
With that said, we're on our way out. Take care, everybody. See ya.
See you next time.